We are on board an Academy Bus Lines Motorcoach Industries D4505, and we're going to do a Rutgers University campus bus tour today.
There's three. There's three more seats. Are you guys
Yeah, you're just think of the things you could do.
No, just go. Just go.
All right, we're off. All right, we're off.
How's it going, guys?
Hi.
You hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome to Open House. I'll talk a little bit about myself first. Just introduce myself. My name is Jack Eskine. I'm from Hunterdon County, New Jersey. I'm a sophomore in the School of Arts and Sciences here. I'm going to major in biology, minor in Spanish, hopefully go to med school after undergrad. If you look out the right of the bus right now, that's our business school. I don't know how many of you attended any business school information sessions earlier, but it is our business school. We are home to the #1 public business school in the Northeast region, which I think is a pretty cool fact about us. Our business school has some pretty cool programs. We have our Road to Wall Street, which is a program that pairs you up with someone that works on Wall Street, usually Rutgers alum, and they can give you some tips and pointers as to your career. We also have a Road to the Silicon Valley, which is more or less the same thing, just with the Silicon Valley. Livingston is technically our largest campus by landmass because we have an ecological preserve here that's several acres large. So it's nice. It's open to our students too. So I've got a couple buddies that are big on hiking. They'll go up there all the time. If you look out the right of the bus in a second here, you'll see a blue light. Give me a good opportunity to talk about safety here. I would say Rutgers overall is a pretty safe campus. We are policed by 3 police departments. That's our RUPD, Piscataway Police, and our New Brunswick Police Departments. And then we did pass a blue light. I'll explain what that is. It's a station where if you're ever in any trouble, God forbid, you can go to that and you can click the button, and then someone will be dispatched to you. We are also a text 911 school. So again, if you're in any trouble, you can text 911. If you're in a situation where you don't feel comfortable calling. So if any of you parents out there are like my mother, I know it's something that she'd want to hear. So I assure you Rutgers is a pretty safe place. I'll also talk a little bit about our health here on campus. Now, all students are required to have an insurance plan. If you have private insurance, then you're more than welcome to opt out of our Rutgers insurance. But if you do not have private insurance, Rutgers will provide health insurance for you. We call that our SHIP program. We like to say Rutgers gives a ship about you. In reality, it just stands for Student Health Insurance Plan. Anybody have any questions at this point?
Buckle up, it's the law. Buckle up, it's the law. Yeah, it's true. Technically, yes. But,
Anybody from out of state? Yeah? Wow, a lot of you guys, huh? Welcome to Jersey.
Thank you.
I promise the weather's not always this miserable.
Nice.
We're about to get on our Route 18. We like to call Route 18 the backbone of our campus because it connects all 5 of our smaller campuses together. All students are allowed to have a car here on campus, so you do have to buy a pass. The way that works is you would buy a pass for a certain campus. So let's say I lived on Bush, I would buy a Bush pass. I'd be able to park my car on any of the lots permitted in the Bush pass. It's not like a year thing, like freshmen are allowed to have cars so long as you buy the pass. There are only a certain number of passes, though. It is definitely, enough for a good amount of students to have them. But we don't want to allow everybody to have their car and allowed to move it from campus to campus, because then Route 18 would look a lot more like a parking lot than it would look like Route 18.
So don't forget, I'm not gonna wear my.
All 5 of our campuses here are self-sufficient, so what that means is what you find on one campus, you'll find on another. So, for example, each campus has their own dining hall, their own library, their own rec center, plenty of dorm buildings. So if theoretically you lived on one campus and you didn't want to ever leave that campus, then you could figure out a way to not have to leave that campus.
So we're going to push.
Look out the right of the bus here. This is the visitor center. That's generally where our tours leave from. That's where I work. In a second there, if you look out the left of the bus, you'll see the Marco Battaglia practice facility. That's a multi-million-dollar facility that was put in a number of years ago when we joined the Big Ten. That's where a lot of our athletic teams will practice. So our football team will practice out there a lot. Men's and women's lacrosse, soccer. In a moment out the left of the bus, you will see SHI Stadium, formerly High Point Solution Stadium. That's where our football team plays, as well as our lacrosse teams. I'll talk a little bit about our athletics here at Rutgers. We are a Big Ten school. It's one of the most prestigious athletic conferences in the nation. So it's fair to say we take our athletics pretty seriously here. One cool thing about Rutgers is we're the only Big Ten school to still offer free tickets to students, which I think is pretty cool. Great way to get your students involved in the athletics. I like to say we have 4 levels of athletics here. We have our Division I, which is definitely the most competitive. That's where you have to get recruited out of high school, either that or come here and try out, try to walk on. It's definitely the most time consuming. And then our next level, I would say, is our club level. That's not quite as time consuming, not quite as intense. It still requires a tryout, but it's not nearly as rigorous as the Division I level. Our next level is our intramural sports. The way that works is it's very, laid back. You sign up, show up with your friends, and just have a good time. I never played volleyball before. Last year I got here, me and my friends just made a volleyball team. It was a lot of fun. Just random Tuesday, Thursday nights, we'd have a game at the rec center, so it's a lot of fun. And then our 4th level, I like to consider it a level of athletics. Some people don't. That's our student section. I myself am in the Riot Squad, which is more or less our unofficial official student section of Rutgers athletics. So I'm at all of the football games, all the basketball games. I've even made trips to Penn State. Last semester I woke up at 4 a.m. to go watch Rutgers play Penn State in football. So that was awesome.
Sorry.
We're currently on Scarlet Knight Way. I think a really cool thing we do here is anytime there's a home game for football, we'll close off this road and we'll open up what we call the boardwalk. We'll set up some fair games. I've seen a Ferris wheel here. We get a ton of food trucks. I've seen bounce houses. It's just an all-around good time. Plenty of tailgating. Just awesome. Anybody ever go to a football game here? Okay, all right. If you guys look out the left of the bus, that's our Ursac soccer field. It's where our men and women generally play. Coming up in a second here, it'll be on the right side of the bus, is our Sunny Werblin Athletic Center. Werblin does have an Olympic-sized swimming pool with a 30-foot diving board. One cool thing that we do is at some point during the semester we'll open it up to students, and if you jump off the diving board you get a free t-shirt that says you jumped off the diving board. In a second here on the left you're going to see our golf course. We do have a fully functional 18-hole golf course. I myself am not a golfer, but I still think that's pretty cool. It's accessible to Rutgers students. And I know our business school offers a 1-credit course where you can learn how to discuss business negotiations on the golf course, which I think is pretty neat.
Nice.
Bush is home to our Mario Ernest Pharmacy School, which we call a 6-year, 6-figure program, meaning it is 6 years. It's pretty rigorous, but you are not guaranteed, but you got a pretty good shot at landing a pretty solid job out of school. So. In a minute, out the right of the bus, on top of this building here, you're going to see a weird shape. That is an observatory. At some point during the semester, it'll be opened up to our students, and they'll have free pizza, which is a pretty cool date night idea. And then out the left of the bus there, we just passed it, was our Allison Road classroom building. That's my personal favorite lecture hall. You can seat about 500 students. I think it's pretty nice. Bush is also home to our School of Engineering. One really cool program we have is our engineering students will design a Formula One car, and then they'll actually take it out to Indianapolis and they'll race it against other schools. So if you look at the left of the bus here, that's where they designed the car. You see they got that little Rutgers Formula Racing sign. You can even see the car out there. That's pretty dope. I think that's pretty cool. Anybody into Formula One? No?
这上面写了什么妈妈？这上面有。
那什么 AF log。
OK， 对，谢谢。I just want to make sure it's not like a big white warning.
If you look out the right of the bus, you'll see that's our engineering building. I always think that college engineering buildings are like pretty cool. They always have some sort of like unique shape to them. Keep looking out the right of the bus, you'll see our Bush Student Center and then our Bush Dining Hall. I'll talk a little bit about our dining here. We run on a meal swipe system, so I know all freshmen that live on campus are required to purchase a meal swipe plan. The way that works is anytime you enter the dining hall, you have to swipe your card. They'll charge you 1 swipe, and then you can hang out there as long as you'd like. So let's say I've got a lot of homework to do. I'll get there at 7 a.m. when it opens. I'll swipe 1 time. I'll go grab a plate, sit down. I'm allowed as many plates as I'd like until I leave, and that's only 1 meal swipe. We do have some grab and go options. I know the dining halls have some, and then there's a wider variety at certain cafes. Each campus has their own cafe, so on Bush it would be Woody's. The way that works is you would go in, you would go up to the kiosk, you would select the meal you'd like, and then they would make it for you, and you would check out, and you would pay with 1 meal swipe. We also have a program called RU Express, which more or less turns your RU ID into a credit card. You can go online, upload some money onto your RU ID, and then you can charge that when you go to either a dining hall. I know certain restaurants by campus take it, like there's a Panera on College Avenue. They'll accept RU Express, so it's pretty convenient. If you guys look out the left of the bus here, that's one of the intramural fields for generally soccer is on that one. And then in the back there's a couple softball fields. I played some intramural softball there myself. Anybody got any questions up to this point? Awesome. It means I'm doing my job. talk a little bit more about my involvement here. On top of being in the riot squad, I'm part of the Rutgers Blood Initiative. And what that is we help organize blood drives in the area, and we work with Robert Wood in downtown New Brunswick to help shorten the blood shortage in America. So, anybody here ever donate blood? Thanks, guys. Second, we're going to pass over a river. Anybody know what river this is?
Yeah. The Raritan?
Yeah, it is the Raritan, that's correct. Second off the right of the bus, I think you'll be able to see some dorm buildings. I lived in one of those my freshman year. I thought it was really cool being able to wake up, and I was fortunate enough to have a riverside dorm, so I would wake up and I would look out over the river, and I would sometimes see the crew team rowing down the river. Sometimes I would see the sun rising. I think that's so cool. It's really just beautiful. Rutgers is home to about 800 clubs. We like to say we have a squirrel watching club, and then a people watching club, and then a people watching the squirrels club. And if one of those 1,800 clubs is not for you somehow, and you want to make your own, you're more than welcome to. I believe you only need 10 or 11 people, and then you need a staff member to sign off on it, but you're totally welcome to make your own club. I know one of our Scarlet Ambassadors made a club for female weightlifters a number of years ago, so that's pretty cool. Rutgers is also an R1 school, meaning it's like the top tier research, so we were in the top 70 schools across the nation for conducting research. I think that also opens up a lot of fantastic opportunities for our Rutgers students, not only in research, but internships as well. The International Johnson & Johnson headquarters are located in New Brunswick on George Street, like right on College Ave, the campus. So that's a fantastic opportunity for anybody in the STEM fields. We also have a platform called Handshake, which is more or less like a Rutgers LinkedIn, where you would make your own account. You'd be able to connect with Rutgers alum or anybody that's just offering a job. That's how I got this job as a Scarlet Ambassador, through Handshake, so it works. Anybody have any questions up to this point? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. I'll get to it a little bit later once we're on Cook Doug. But yeah. We're now entering our Cook-Douglas campuses. You'll hear us refer to them a lot of the time as Cook-Doug, just because they share a common landmass, so they're very similar. It's hard to tell where Cook ends and where Douglas begins. Cook-Doug is home to our Douglas Residential College, which is a living learning community for all female identifying students. Once we make this turn here, out the right of the bus, you'll see the post office. It's fairly easy to get packages delivered here in New Brunswick at Rutgers. How that works is each student has their own RUID, and you would put those last 4 numbers in as your PO box when you're ordering a package, and then it would send it to one of the post offices, and then you would go there, you would type in your PIN, and then you would be able to receive your package. If you look out the right of the bus, you'll see Passion Puddle. Passion Puddle was voted, I want to say it was the number 2 most romantic place on a New Jersey college campus via NJ.com. A little bit of lore about Passion Puddle is if you meet your significant other here and you want to make it official with them, you walk around 3 times clockwise holding hands with your partner, and then it's set in stone, it's meant to be. But let's say something happens and you're not too hot on your significant other and you want to reverse the curse, and you walk 3 times in the counterclockwise directions. And then if you're really not so hot on them, you can just push them in and run away. Cook Dug is home to our School of Environmental and Biological Sciences. We also have a Cook Farm, which we'll be passing shortly. Cook Farm has a cow that has a hole in its abdomen, so a lot of our students will look at the intestines of the cow via this hole in the abdomen, which I think is pretty cool if you're into that stuff. If not, it's a little gross, right? But I don't know, I'm a science guy myself, so I think that's interesting. It's our Cook Farm out there right there. Sometimes in the back you can see some horses outside. Another fun fact is a lot of the produce that they grow on the farm there then goes to the Nielsen Dining Hall here on Cook Dug, so I think that's pretty cool. It's about as homegrown as food can get, right? Out the right of the bus back there, you'll see the Cook Dug Rec Center. If you look out the left of the bus, you'll see some traditional residence buildings, so I think that's a pretty good opportunity for me to talk about housing here. We have about 3 ways to pick a roommate. You could either go random. We say random in quotes because it's not really random. You do fill out a survey with basic information like what time you like to go to bed, what time you like to get up, and then Rutgers will then pair you with somebody with similar habits to you, so that you're not waking up when they're going to bed and you're not butting heads with your roommate every day. We also have, if you happen to go to high school with somebody and you want to live with them, you can put their RUID in when you apply for housing, and they'll do the same with you, and then you'll be paired up and hopefully given the campus of your choice. And then the third way is somehow, some way, there's always a Facebook page. Nobody knows who makes it, nobody knows when it's made, but there's always a Facebook page with people in your Rutgers class. So I'm class of 26. When I was graduating high school, there was a Facebook page, Rutgers class of 26. And you can go on that, you can make a post about yourself, like, hey, I'm Jack, I'm gonna study biology, I wanna live on college Ave. And then maybe I'd find somebody like, hey Jack, I also wanna study biology and live on college Ave. And then, we would hit it off and we'd be roommates. We have multiple different kinds of housing here. We have our traditional dorms, which is just you and a roommate. You have a communal fridge between the two of you, a microwave, and then you each get your own desk, your own closet, your own bed. And then you do share a bathroom with the rest of the people on your floor. We have suites, which is generally a couple singles and a double, and then the group of you would share a bathroom. And then we have apartments, which is an apartment, little living space, little kitchen area, a bathroom, and then a couple doubles. Cook Dug is also home to our Mason Gross School of the Arts. a couple notable alumni from the Mason Grove School of the Arts. Anybody here familiar with The Sopranos? Yeah, Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini graduated here. Or any Disney fans out there? Anybody ever watch Jesse? Bertram the Butler, Kevin Chamberlain, he graduated here as well. I think it's pretty cool. Some notable alum out there. We're currently headed back to Livingston. The Cookdug to Livingston bus route is about the longest that you'll take here at Rutgers. It's generally 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more with traffic, but looks like we're pretty lucky right now. I'll talk a little bit about our busing. So we operate a busing system that is the second largest busing system in New Jersey, only behind that of NJ Transit. Our buses are GPS tracked, and we have an app where you can see them. So the way that works is I would download the app, I would go to a bus stop, and then I can pull up that app and see how far the bus is from my bus stop. Another neat feature that it has is it tells you how full the bus is. I'm not sure how that works, but it's pretty accurate somehow. So there are totally times where I'm like, oh man, this bus is 97% full. I might not get on it, or maybe it's only 15% full. I got a good shot of getting on that.
I think it's probably the automated passenger counters they have on the bus.
Our buses also have bike racks on the front, which I think is pretty helpful. One of my roommates is a big biker, and there have been times where he's biking downtown or going to class and it starts to rain, and so what he'll do is he'll just get to a bus stop, throw his bike on the front, get on the bus, and then continue with his journey. Anybody have any questions about busing? Yeah?
I was gonna say, I think that no, sorry, wrong person.
Yeah.
Is busing free for students?
Oh yeah, it is free for students.
Nice. No idea. I was gonna say, I think the ridership, I think it is because they have like the automated passenger counters on there, I think is what it is. But sorry, they're nice though. I like the buses.
Yeah.
People hate on them, but I think they're not bad. Personally. Yeah. Oh wow. Jeez, it's bright. Back over the river.
I'm a pretty big athletics guy myself, and I feel like I could go on some sort of tangent and talk to you guys for an hour or 2 hours about our athletics, but I'll just leave it at this. Our men's basketball recruiting class is ranked 3rd in the nation. We just landed a couple big transfers. We got a couple guys that are expected to go to the NBA, so I think March Madness just wrapped up, and maybe we weren't in it this year, but next year I think we got a pretty solid shot at making a run. So I think that's pretty neat.
Oh boy. Caution, bus is turning. Nice.
If you guys look out the right of the bus, right after Jersey Mike's Arena here, you will see our Livingston Plaza. I think it would be amiss if a New Jersey state school did not have a school diner. So there's our Henry's Diner. They take meal swipes. Pretty solid food too. On the lower level of our plaza here, all of these are retail spaces. So we'll have, we got an Asian fusion place there. We've got Kilmer's Market. And then above that is all upperclassmen housing. On the right of the bus too, you will see our Rutgers Cinema, and they don't just play reruns; they play, current movies.
Alright.
Rutgers students can get discounted tickets, which I think is pretty cool. That concludes our tour. I will be off the bus, willing to answer any questions you guys may have. Thank you for coming to open house.